Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heyer, and I'm a Dragon Witch. Oh, yes, am I a Dragon Witch? I can do magic, my brothers and sisters. Even though when I say to anyone who is not on the Dragon's Path, I'm a Dragon Witch, or just basically I'm a witch, I can do magic. Oh, yeah, lift this box up. That is not how it is. That is not the meaning of being a witch. Especially not a Dragon Witch, because that is very specific, because I use magic. But most of the time, the magic that I use is unintentionally, because magic of the dragon works with the mind. It's where it works with emotions. So you cannot force yourself to use dragon magic, because the dragon use magic in the mind and in their emotions and everything that they have inside of their feelings. That is how it all works. I opened the dragon's gate because I desired for the dragon. But does that mean that I have a mind of a dragon? I have a soul of a dragon, and which also changes the mind. Also, the emotions that you can have can be so very, very powerful. And I had some proofs of that. Proofs that I have written down in my book of Dragon Shadows, where it said that there, yeah, I cannot stop myself of doing magic in this world. I opened the dragon's gate, yes. And how to open the dragon's gate? Yep, use your mind, use your emotion, use your desire for the dragon, use all of it. I can completely chase away evil or dark energies from the void simply because I am angry. And that is my brothers and sisters. I have a lot of anger, much anger towards humans. Everything that they are doing is just plain wrong into my eyes. I'm not proud of that. But it happens sometimes, and I use magic against them without even knowing it. That is how dragon magic works, my brothers and sisters. Sometimes we just don't know. Sometimes you can manipulate it. You can put your energy together. You can center it all to the same place, and use it whenever you desire it. Because everything that you are using on the dragon's path will be so powerful that, and once you can use it and hold it to the same place, and you can use it how you want it, that is wow. Then you are one supreme dragon witch. Amazing. Sometimes I manage to do this, sometimes I don't, because my anger is too much. Sometimes I have so much anger. For example, I have a few examples, and my mentor showed me this. She gave me a crystal that absorbs all of energies, and I use the crystal to let it absorb all of the darkest of the dark of my energy. And I gave it to someone that I really don't like, and put it back so how it should be. So the energy is now with her. And after one day, she had a miscarriage. I didn't even know that she was pregnant. Um, and later on, also, for example, my mom left me, so I had so much anger, so much disappointment, so much anger towards her, that I sent her to the void, and she had the lively images of Leviathan. Even Leviathan was with her to show her everything. And also, for example, people that really bullied me so much, I saw them again on Facebook, and later on, I've seen that they are deceased. Because when I was a child, it seemed like my emotions were not that high. But now, when I saw this again, this guy that really was having me, letting me commit suicide, I've seen it again later on. I've seen that he was deceased because I showed so much anger. Really, I really don't mind life anymore whenever I had this so much anger. Of course, when I'm afraid, the same thing happens, because when my dad has his second heart attack, I was so afraid that he would pass away at that moment. I was holding his heart, and then it stopped. It's amazing. My emotions were so high at that moment. I didn't want to lose him, so I put my hand on him. He didn't even notice that. And then just later, his heart attack was gone. And with my sister, I was without a job for 3 years. I was seeking, but in this place, it's practically impossible to find a job. Of course, I have a job now, but back then I didn't, and I was having a lot of financial troubles. Really, I was not even able to eat anymore. I was knocking on the door for free food because of I didn't have money. And so my sister came and had a large bag with her, and I said, "What is that?" The most worthless but expensive stuff with all of the clothes, and I had this moment of rage, but I didn't show it. That she, and I said it, that she should actually know what it is to be without money, because she was living in wealth. Of course, I didn't do something worse than that. I just want that she knows what it is to be poor. And later on, it happened. Not only that, but she was also on the brink of, and I didn't want that. I really didn't. That she was going to the hospital because she was an alcoholic, becoming an alcoholic, because of all of these troubles and problems, because she never had experience like I had to be poor, to be without money. And later on, yeah, I was so ashamed of myself. Like I really wish this. For example, when I was here without a job, I had to go to a school to speak more French, because I'm Dutch, but I can speak French, but not enough according to these guys. I needed to go to a school. There was one really that was completely all the time, was always bullying me, but also was saying crap about me. And I said to her, I wish, and I really meant that with full anger, really anger, because she had an hotel. I wish that your hotel is going to bankrupt. And oh my God, that happened. That really happened. From then on, the recenses and everything that people wrote about this hotel was always like in decline. It's like, what is happening? And then she was without a job and without an hotel. She had to close it down exactly how I wished it. At that moment, I said, how strong is this dragon magic? How strong is this? Because this is completely done with emotions. Everything that I do with complete emotion is happening. I was cursing all of these hunters here in this forest. What happened just 2 months ago is that one tree exactly fell on this hunter. There was nothing left from it. At that place, I cursed this. I cursed every hunter at that place where this happened. How strong is dragon magic, my brothers and sisters? It doesn't happen. I sometimes, when I see a spell for money, a spell for to get lucky, a love spell, whatever, and it's a draconic love spell. No, no, I can say to you, no. I sometimes say this whenever I'm sure of something. I had too many proofs of this. Whenever you are awakened by the dragon, your draconic energy, your spirit, will eventually take over your body. And whenever you have large emotions, like sadness, like scared, like anger, like things, this is going to be the anger or scared or things like this, the feelings of a dragon. And the dragon is going to be very, very strong. So that is actually where dragon magic comes from. Dragons use magic without saying anything. They just use it. They use it with the mind, and that is also what a dragon witch can do. You can have help of witchcraft, of course. You can have items like your dragon altar, or the symbols like the dragon eye, or the heptagram, pentagram, or the clover killer nox, or things like this. You can have help from that. Of course, you're a witch. You can use everything. But in fact, the best thing that you can use is actually sometimes without even knowing it, with your mind. Your mind doesn't lie, and that is what a dragon is. That is how powerful a dragon is. So I just came to know this many years later, but I've seen so many proofs, so many confirmations that this is all real. Of course, I was already convinced about the dragon, but I didn't know the powers of the dragon. But that is also the reason why the dragon can be with you, because they are all so powerful. Inside of their mind, inside of everything. The dragon is still here because you are here. You are still here. And you are still having dragon magic. You are still having this. Of course, sometimes I'm not proud of what I did, but sometimes it happens unintentionally. Because my emotions, and I have to be very honest with you, I am so angry sometimes. You cannot see it in front of me, but I keep it for myself. I keep it inside, making me a very, very dangerous person. I don't want to brag with this at all, but making me very dangerous to be with. A dragon witch is actually a very dangerous person if you for the people that are not on the dragon's path, because they are very powerful. It's the oldest form of magic. I'm going to be very honest with this. This is a part of my life where I sometimes am afraid of myself, of what I could do, what my abilities are. Of course, you cannot say that I did all of this. It could be coincidence, but there is so much. I just said a few things that happened. There are a lot of things. In my book of Dragon Shadows, it was a page of 5 of all the things that could occur because of the coincidence. All the people that I cursed, all the people that died, even all the people that, yeah, and that I sometimes am afraid of myself because everything that I wish for in pure emotion is happening. I wished for my dad to stay alive. I wish for these guys to die. I wish for my sister to. I wish for my mother to. And it all happened. It all happened. Desire is something great for the dragon, and people might be afraid of how great a dragon looks like and how they are, but what they have inside of their mind is much more powerful than their physical way. Their magic is, yeah, something that I cannot explain in human words. It should be explained in a draconic language, because that is how you do it. You speak in a draconic language, and nature and energy is listening to that. And because of this, everything can change, because dragon magic is another word for manipulation. And that is exactly what happens. It's draconic manipulation of your desire. Simply as that. And sometimes we cannot help if something happens like this, something unintentional, that your anger, sadness, jealousy even, because of this, things happen around you. And that is what makes you a dragon witch.